Okay, so this suture is the subcuticular suture, and the point of this suture is to not let any of the thread or knots be seen on the surface. Everything's going to be hidden below the surface of the skin, and this is done with dissolvable sutures, because obviously it's going to be very difficult to remove the suture because it's going to be healed and incorporated into the scar. Okay, so I'm using this new cut that I made here. All right, so this is the start of the incision, and I'm really going to need the help of my forceps here. I want to get a good grip of the dermis on the first knot to anchor it. So I'm actually going to go in deep through the so just going in deep through the dermis there. Okay, so you can see the thread when it goes in through the fat and then comes out through the dermis. And now I'm gonna tie a knot, and the knot's gonna be within the skin, so you're not gonna see it on the surface. So this is my short end. So again, that's going beneath the skin there, that knot. Now I'm going to continue, second knot. The third knot and the fourth knot. So now that knot is totally underneath the skin, and I'm going to now cut off the short end really close to the knot and just remove that. And now the whole knot's hidden, so you can't see the knot. All right, so that's the first suture that holds in place, or the first knot that holds in place the entire suture. Now this one's a tricky needle throw here. So you're actually going to load your needle not as you normally do. Sorry, those are the scissors. Not as you normally do, but you're going to load it backhanded. And then you're going to want to see that you're going to want to change your hand so you're like this, because you're going to be, I'm going to make that even better. You want it totally perpendicular. It's hard to load. Okay, and then my hands are like this. Okay, so now I'm going to go after the apex of the, so I want to make sure I'm not going to knot anything up here that I don't want to be knotted. Okay, so this is the apex of the incision, I'm gonna go in again deep through the fat and come out right at the apex, be below the skin again. You want to make sure you come out exactly below the skin. Make sure we don't get any okay, that's good. That's right below the skin. When I pull it down, I can't see it, so that's good. Right at the apex there, below the skin. Okay. So now that one is done, I can start the running of the suture. So you're gonna go ahead and run it, load it, the needle normally. And now I'm gonna go after the right side. Okay, so I'm gonna go in the skin right where I last came out, and I'm gonna go in the pink to the dermis here and come out there. So I'm not going in the fat here, I'm just running it along the dermis. Straighten that out so you don't get any knotting inappropriately. Okay, so that side's run. Now I'm gonna move to the other side. And so just about where I came out, so let me show you. So on the previous, I came out here, and so I'm gonna wanna go in right across from it, just to keep it nice and balanced, so when it closes up, it doesn't pull anywhere. Okay, so going in again, doing the same exact thing, and coming out. Dermis. So there we are, just running along. Okay, and now I'm going to switch sides again. As we're moving along the incision. So I'm going to go in across from where I came out. So I went in right there. I go in about there, here, right here. Alright, now I'm getting pretty close to the end of this incision here. Obviously you can make them as long as you want them. I've seen these across somebody's abdomen, the whole length of it really. Alright, let's see here. I'm coming right to the end of it, so I'm just trying to grab a good piece. Alright, so I'm going to go in. I'm going to kind of move this a little bit. I'm going to go in here and come out really right at the end here. close as I can to the end of it. Here. All right. Now I'm gonna close the whole thing up. I have to make the final knot, which actually really isn't that bad. I'm just gonna wanna go in back in the skin, just so I can come out where on the other side where this one came out. I just want them to match up, so I can tie a nice knot between them. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm gonna load the needle here. Okay. So going on the right side here. I'm just gonna move this so I don't get a knot. Okay. All right, so I'm actually just leaving the loop there. And now I'm gonna tie my knots. And you're gonna have it all remain underneath the skin the best you can. Okay. Now I'm gonna flip all of this off. All right. So now I can hide this knot beneath the skin. But I'm gonna take the needle and this is how I'm gonna leave it. I just go in deep somewhere through the skin. And I just kind of come out somewhere distant. This is just embedding the suture in the skin. And then you're just gonna cut it flush with the skin so you can't see it. And that's it. So that's the knot there, and it's all hidden at the end.